Three things that break the heart of a woman. Now, there could be many things, but I pinpointed three main things that if a woman goes through this, their heart will be shattered and broken. Number one, a betrayal. Now, anytime you walk this journey with someone, then they feel like you betrayed them. They have invested a lot, they have put in their best foot forward, but it looks like you are not cooperating and you decided to actually betray them. That breaks people. And anytime they feel like they were actually being taken advantage of, and this could also be in relation to their friends as well, and especially if they discover one of their best friends slept with the husband, that level of betrayal can be very shattering. But the Bible says in Luke 22 verse 48, this is Judas. He had been trained for 3 years by Jesus. He was one of those disciples that were so powerful. But him betraying his master was not easy for Jesus. And the Bible says in Luke 22 verse 48, Judas, are you betraying the Son of Man with a kiss? Because when you're betraying people, they always come off as very good people, very trusted people, people that you know will hold your back. Then you discover they're the ones who are actually stabbing you. And this betrayal, like I said, could come from your partner, from a family member, from a best friend, from a church member, someone that, even a pastor, someone that they believe I can go and pour out my issues to them. And then they discover that all their issues are being exposed to people out there. That level of betrayal can shatter someone. Number two, when you crush their self-esteem. Now, if a woman feels unwanted, if a woman feels like you're not attracted to them, you're not happy about how they look, you're not happy about what they bring on the table, and especially if they feel like you are very ungrateful. Now, I hear women say, I helped this guy for a long time, but he doesn't see my efforts. Now, that shatters a woman. And especially also, if this woman feels like you at one point were so attracted to them and you stopped using good words and now using very negative words, even towards how they look, and targeting their weaknesses. There's a woman who was called a very evil word, and that shattered her to a point she was even thinking of committing suicide. She went through a depression because she felt like this person was very ungrateful. Now, these type of things shatter women. The Bible says in Ephesians 4:29, let no corrupt word proceed out of your mouth, but what is good for necessary edification, that it may impart grace to the hearers. Number three, unfaithfulness. Now, the Bible says that anyone who commits adultery is a fool, because this is someone who has given themselves to you, and then they realize that your focus and attention is elsewhere. They feel like you are building something together, but your mind is double-minded, and the Bible says that such kind of people are unstable because their minds are all over the place. Now, the Bible says in Proverbs 6 verse 32, but the man who commits adultery is an utter fool, for he destroys himself. He will be wounded and disgraced. His shame will never be erased. There are men who tend to think that they have to keep trying different people. The aspect of self-control and discipline does not apply to them. But what they don't know, it's a spirit. It's a spirit of lust that gets into them and makes them stop seeing their wives as good and beautiful and attractive, and they start seeing other people outside. And if you walked with your eyes like that, you'd sleep around with everyone. But when you decide, this is a decision I'm making, and decide to just adjust your eyes to see your woman as the most beautiful, you always see what you decide to look. If you decide to see gold in a partner, that's what you will see. If you decide to see garbage, if you decide to see a nagging person, if you decide to see someone who is causing drama in the house, that's exactly what you'll see. But if you see a good-hearted person, if you see a loving person, someone that cares and cherishes you, and then you look at them with the eyes of beauty. My friend, you'll be shocked at the discovery of what you have not been looking and what you have been ignoring in your own house. Now, those three things can shatter a woman. Number one, something called betrayal. Number two, something called crushing their self-esteem. And number three, unfaithfulness.